I spoke to director of new documentary Football Fables, Baff Akoto, a little earlier on, and I began by asking him if he was, well, it was a pretty stupid question, but whether he was proud of his beloved Ghana.
Very, very. Kiss the badge, everybody. No, I mean, Ghana have done the whole continent proud. In a funny way, you know, it's a shame that they're the only African team left, but all throughout the tournament, they look the most competitive, consistently competitive of the Africans.
Let me talk about one of the matches today, Brazil and Portugal. Now, I was expecting a masterclass in football, and we certainly didn't get that. I thought it was a turgid game. What did you think?
It was, I mean, 0-0 belies what was going on, because, I mean, I was flicking through. I was watching the Côte d'Ivoire on the other side, because they had a slim shot of really upsetting the bookmakers and going through. I mean, they would have had to have scored at least 6 goals by my count, and Brazil would have had to have put down Portugal. So it was thoroughly enthralling.
At least Portugal, as part of what we call old Europe, I guess, these days, are through. I mean, I've been tweeting this week about what's happened to old Europe as far as football is concerned. Let me use the word cack is what I'd use. Slippers, maybe. I mean, listen, France and Italy. Let me get you some of these tweets. I've got one from Fazy. Becky, it's good for football that we've got someone else challenging the old guard of football. I just wish it were the African teams. Well, actually, you've got an African team in there, as we've just been discussing. Ernest has written, he says, in 2006, France, Italy met in the finals. Now, in 2010, they meet in the airport. Why? I mean, England and Germany only just scraped through.
They've got the talent, but I think they're just caving in under the pressure, the psychological pressure of bringing it and performing and living up to their reputations. When you're looking at the Germans, you know, they've got a new squad. They've got rid of a lot of their old players, whereas the French and the Italians, they've stuck by a lot of their old players and they've suffered for it. But I mean, taking all these factors into account, you just have to remember, historically, European teams just don't travel well in World Cups. Yeah. No European teams ever won a World Cup outside the continent of Europe. So, I mean, that's a big part of the reason why I'm tipping the Brazilians, because they're the only ones to have won a World Cup on the road, as it were.
Right, he's tipping the Brazilians.